Hello everybody, this is Mr. Storm, and this is going to be a quick video explaining how to use randoms or how to generate a random in your program. Now, randomizing variables is extremely helpful, or generating a random number is extremely helpful, especially in game design and things like that. And so I'm going to build a very quick application. I think I'm going to build Oh, you know what we could do? You have you ever seen those games where you put in some information about yourself and then it spits out like the day you're gonna die, like a date calculator, and it tells you the day that you're gonna die. We're gonna build one of those. Let's go ahead and make one of those really quickly. It shouldn't take very long. And in the process of doing that, we're gonna use random and arrays to make this calculator work. All right, so console application. I'm going to make death calc, right? And it's in my programming folder. I'm going to click OK. And it's going to create a new, there we go. All right, so the first thing I want to do with this calculator is I want to, let's see, well, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get into the random. How about we do that first? All right, so to create a random number, I need to write this statement, random RND. Now, RND is just the variable name. So I'm creating a new variable called RND, and the type of variable is random, right? It's a random variable, and it's going to be equal to a new random. Okay, this statement has to be in there. You have to write this statement exactly the way it's written. Random RND, and again, this doesn't have to be exact. You can name it whatever you want. I just always use RND for my random variables. Random RND equals new random, right, with the open and close parentheses. So this creates a new random variable somewhere in our program. And I'm going to say int, create a new variable called random number. Now this is going to actually let us define what random number gets pulled out of the sequence, right? So again, this has to be there so we can do randoms. This is where we actually set a new random number. And again, this is a variable, so it could be whatever you want it to be. And I'm going to set this equal to rnd dot next, meaning the next random number in the sequence of this random stream. And I want it to start at 0, and the range I want to give it, the amount of numbers I want it to be allowed to pick from. Let's see, there are 7 days in a week, so we'll say the range is 7. So it'll pick a random number starting at 0, and we'll actually go to, yeah, starting at 0, and the max is 7. Actually, let's do 6 because our array only has 6 indexes. So it'll start at 0 and it'll allow us, no, 7 because we need to have 7 full numbers. All right, cool. So now we have a random number that will be generated and stored in the random number area. Now, how do we use this to pick a random index out of an array? Well, it's actually pretty easy. Let's create a new array, a string array, and we'll make this, we'll say days, and that's going to be equal to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Wednesday, Wednesday's weird, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. So those are my options. Those are my available days that you can die on, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new variable, and this is going to be string, and that string is going to be day. I'm going to name it day to die, and that's going to be equal to days, so whatever's in the days array. So I'm pulling an index out of the days array. And the index that I want to pull is not a specific number. It's going to be whatever's in that random number variable, right? So let's talk about how this actually works. So I have my random number here, and it's going to be anywhere from 0 to 6 because we give it 7 available numbers, right? So anywhere from 0 to 6, it's going to store that number into the random number, excuse me, variable. So this random number is going to be, after this step, it's going to be either 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And then down here, this new string is going to store whatever's in the days array at that random number index. So let's say the random number it generates is 2. Well, it's going to store in this string variable day to die, it's going to store Wednesday because Wednesday is in the number 2 index because we have 0 index, index 1, index 2. So this is going to store the day to die is going to be Wednesday. And we'll say, console dot write line, you will die on a day 2, die. And then console dot read line. There we go. So now at this point, I should be able to get a random day of the week whenever I run this program. So let's check it out and see if it works. Building, building, building. Do, 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 do. Seems like it's taking longer than usual today. All right. And there we go. So apparently I am going to die on a Friday, right? And we can run this numerous times to see if we get random days of the week. Hey, look, Saturday. I'm going to die on a Saturday now. Let's see. I'm going to die on a Thursday now, right? So that's how we can randomize variables using an array. This is going to be a very helpful skill. You're going to need to know how to do this, especially for the project you're going to do this week. But this is also something you're going to want to use in projects later on when we get into, conditional statements and all that stuff. You're still going to need to know how to use this skill. So definitely practice this. Try it out. Make sure you understand what this means. If you get lost or confused, you can ask me and I will walk you through it one more time. But this is a helpful skill for you to learn how to create randoms in your program. All right, that's it for me. I'm going to leave it there and I will see you next time. Thanks.